Hello, everyone. Sorry for the slightly late start, but we are here. All of us are here. And,
Yay!
yay!
So good to see you, Hollow.
Yeah.
We've missed you.
Yeah, it has been a crazy everything. I've had a lot of life stuff just kind of like just occur to me. But I'm here. I'm back.
Life do be lifing.
Life be
Life
life.
be
Life do
lifing.
life. Yep. Well, it's only
1
been 2
week
weeks.
since you looked at me.
No, it's been 2 weeks since we knitted. Yeah, 2 weeks since we knitted. And
And critted.
did I show you guys the baby sweater? I think I did.
It was in the beginning phases.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to
Or
hear about it.
partially
I wanna see this.
complete.
Well, it's
In the
upstairs
beginning.
now.
Well,
I'll post it in our group. But
There you go.
I had to wash it, and I also made mittens. And I had to wash them because I'm giving them to my friend later. So
yay!
There.
Fair enough.
being wrapped up.
Oh no, you shared the sweater on
On That's Pretty Crafty. Yes.
other thing. Yeah, that's
other
pretty
one.
crafty.
Other thing.
Other thing.
Hey, thank you for the 10 months, Greg.
Yeah.
Hey, we
Wait, who
appreciate us.
is it? It doesn't say Greg there.
We
I
can
was-
see it in the metadata.
Let's see. Greg. It says Greg.
Greg.
I
mean,
must need
we go
glasses.
trolling.
Look down and it says it there. So
Yeah.
Well, if you need glasses, we have hookups.
I have my glasses.
I need to
I also have my
get my
glasses.
prescription.
not wearing
what
them.
adorable nerd glasses! I say as the only person in this group that doesn't use glasses at all.
That's,
Treasure your eyes.
Oh, just give it a couple
I have-
years.
I have
I've
the
heard that.
contacts, and then I have the glasses on top of the contacts.
I feel like
it's a
you just
beautiful
need
thing, people.
stronger glasses or
I need two
contacts.
distances.
Bifocal
No,
contacts.
that is
Yeah.
the joy of
Yeah.
getting older is I can see
Yeah.
fine across the room.
I
Up
have
here?
family stuff. So my mom has pretty bad glasses, and they got her bifocal contacts. And this was early 2000s, and she used to drive us to school like this
Oh
because
no.
she couldn't see. And I'm
That's
like,
horrifying.
yeah,
That's when maybe you switch back to regular glasses, not contacts.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
I tried-
Yeah.
I
She
tried
did.
monovision, and it did not work for me, and so
Yep.
I'm fine with contacts and and readers.
I tried contacts for the first time in my life this week, and I am not a fan. I have prisms in my lenses, so I can never really get as clear of an image as I want as I do on my glasses. So,
Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
without buying contacts and then buying glasses that have the prisms in them,
Yeah.
which would defeat
Defeat
the purpose.
of contacts. Yeah.
What are the
Yeah.
prisms for?
So I have a vertical heterophoria, which is a condition that is comorbid, usually with ADHD. My eyes, so if your eyes are tracking something or looking at something, they're supposed to do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one is weaker than the other, and one eye will want to do this all the time. So the prism, so it causes slight to severe double vision in some people. So I have to have prisms to force my eye to do this and stay on track. It's
That's
not like a lazy
fascinating.
eye or anything like that. It's like you wouldn't notice looking at me, but it's happening, and it causes double vision, sometimes headaches, hard to concentrate.
That's fascinating, and I'm glad it can be corrected.
Yeah, I'm so delighted that our technology these days corrects for things that I have never even heard of. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's something like 30% or more of people with ADHD have the condition. It's real weird.
It's so strange what different conditions are comorbid with each other. Like,
Right? Stuff you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, just like Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, also ADHD comorbid.
You know what else is strange? The fact that we're even having this conversation on a Crits&Knits podcast. I did not come here today thinking that this would be, but I'm also not surprised because what we do.
Today's whole conversation, from the moment we jumped onto the Zoom call, has all been just a little bit odd.
Yep.
That was all off the record.
Yep,
It was.
Yeah.
twas.
You know,
But we're all
knitting without
giggling
my
still.
glasses. would be terrible. So it's related.
Yeah, true enough. True enough.
Like, oh, how many did I count? Double.
You mean numbers? Doubles, 2s, 4, 6, 8.
Of course. Thank you, Greg, for all your numbers.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Yeah, I imagine it would be maddening to be having your vision not quite lined up. Goodness knows it's hard enough when I can't. I have to hold some of my knitting out here now if I'm not wearing my reading glasses because, that happens.
That was part of why the monovision contacts didn't work for me, because I found that I really need 3 focal lengths. Yeah. Like my reading and knitting, my computer screen, and then my driving.
Yeah.
Trifocals.
Yeah. and you can't do that with 3 different strength contact lenses because I only have 2 eyes.
That is true.
Get with the program.
I'm working on it.
Get that third eye.
Get that third
it's
eye
blind though. It's a third eye blind.
Womp womp womp.
Yep.
That's
right.
for you.
I vote to kick Greg off the podcast.
Nah.
No.
All in favor?
Y'all got to fight it out next time we meet up.
Behind
I
a
concede
Denny's dumpster as a tradition.
Not a Waffle House?
No. You fight inside the Waffle House. For parking lots, it's Denny's.
No. You watch other fights happen in the Waffle House. You don't get involved because the Waffle House will beat your ass.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. I am not strong enough to be in a Waffle House.
I've been in a Waffle House a couple of times, and I was very disappointed to not catch any of the fights. It may have also been the time of day that I was in there.
I don't want
was
to be
the sun
there.
up?
Once.
Okay, that's the thing.
Yeah.
When the sun sets, it all goes to hell, from what I've been told.
The second time I
love Waffle House.
The second time I went to a Waffle House, the sun was up. But the first time was at like 9:00 at night.
Oh.
Waffle House at 2 a.m. is my favorite place.
That might be what it is. The 2 a.m. thing.
I have only been to Waffle House once.
Or Waffle House at 5 in the morning, if I'm hungover. Because everybody else looks how I feel on the inside. Like, I can't see me, but I can see everyone else like looking like hell, and I feel like hell, and I'm like, ooh.
Found my people.
These are my people. Yeah, my daughter wants to go to a Waffle House. She's never been. We're horrible parents that have never taken her to the Waffle House yet. We think we were going to have an opportunity. We're going to be in Atlanta in June and driving back after a baseball game. So we will be driving through the night. So I'm thinking South Carolina at about 2 a.m., find myself a Waffle House, and she'll never ask for a Waffle House again.
Or she'll ask for Waffle House
every
all the time.
It's going to go one of 2 ways.
Yeah.
There is no in between.
Honestly, either way, I'm fine. So.
DB, did you just put something down?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Does that mean that you're in a place to show things?
Hold on. But yes, technically.
Does anyone else want to go first? Or are we gonna? Oh,
No, I
there
got
goes
it.
DB. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm still working on the flip, flap, and Afghan. I'm still in the second square, but I've started another layer.
Nice.
And it is all the colors, and eventually this thing will get done. I literally picked it up today. Don't tell my bosses. It was in a meeting.
Tell your bosses what?
Didn't hear that at all. Nope.
But tell your bosses that you engaged in an activity that helps keep your hands focused, busy, so your brain can focus.
It's called cognitive kinetic anchoring.
No,
absolutely.
I was supposed to be paying attention.
You can pay attention while you're anchored to. It's all good.
It's a thing. You need to listen to the cognitive podcast because she talks about cognitive kinetic anchoring, and it's things like knitting or doodling or, it engages a kinetic portion of your body. It involves movement, and that helps anchor the memories.
Let us help. Embrace us helping the corporate version of you.
I'm just saying it was either that or I was gonna start reading my book.
See, you chose well.
You did choose well.
Because
if I didn't write during meetings, like I would never stay awake. Like, it's not like narcolepsy or anything like that. It's just that
boring.
It's boring. It's so boring.
Yep.
No, I'm right there with you. One of my meetings today, sorry to get off of knitting talk and talking about jobs.
We're all over the place today. It's fine.
It was an hour long. It was supposed to be an hour-long meeting that ended in 15 minutes.
Oh, nice. Love those.
No, it wasn't a good end. It was we needed another person in here and we don't have them and they're not answering their messages. So bye. I was like, God damn it, I'm trying to get this done.
At least y'all had the sense to cut bait at 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Where I work, we would have filled the full hour and still needed to do it.
So it was literally me and one other person, and we are trying to, sorry, going off on a tangent. We're trying to do this automation system, and we had originally were going to put it in like a SharePoint list, and now we're like, ooh, what if instead we build a Power app? And I was like, okay. And I was like, that sounds like a good idea. And then we were like, and he was like, but I'm slammed, so let's get this other person who's not as slammed as I am involved, and she can help you. And I was like, oh, okay. And she wasn't answering her messages, which is fine. It was end of the day. She's also working from like 3 time zones away kind of situation, so it's a whole thing.
All right.
But yeah.
But yeah, you're making progress on the blanket, so yay.
Barely.
But progress is progress, man. A stitch is a stitch. It's more stitches than you had this morning, yes?
That is a correct assessment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little steps, that's all you need. Rome wasn't built in a day. Blanket was not knit in a day. Even
Neither
when I'm knitting it.
You're lying. You're lying.
I'm
waiting. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to start your like you shift Afghan and you're like, oh, I don't know what and next thing I know it's just woof, there it is.
Yeah. Yep.
I also have 3 other sets to make more of these.
Nice.
Because I like the pattern and I like the colors.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Some of us obsessively knit socks, and you'll get into the blankets. And
that's a terrible idea. These are going to take me forever.
But you'll have.
You don't have to plan out your next project. You know what it is.
It's true.
Does it matter? Do you have a deadline?
Technically, yes.
Okay, maybe for the first one, for all of them.
No. Well, and also another one of them is it wasn't in their like set. I had to buy the yarn individually because they're like, hey, here's other options, but they don't have them as the set. And one of the colors is not available until August. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yep, that happens.
I will be right back.
Okay. While we're waiting for DB, who's next?
E.
Do it.
Socks.
I love them.
I am delighted that the socks that you bought when you and I were hanging out are now done.
Yeah.
That's a really cool feeling.
Yeah. And my dad, who I told while I was making these, this yarn is self-striping. It's so cool. I showed him these socks and he's like, wow, you did a really good job transitioning the colors. I'm like,
Father.
To be fair, not all the muggles understand what self-striping actually means.
It's in the name.
I'm thinking also he was not listening to me.
That's also a possibility.
So these are good. They fit nice. I'm proud of them. I started on my hat with the Whimsy Stitches My Tennessee yarn.
Cute.
Nice.
It's pooling very nicely. Only problem is it's pooling. It's spinning
Spiraling.
the opposite way of what the pattern is gonna spin. So
Oops.
I guess that is what it is. And I'm using the very lovely little dangler that was included.
Very cute. I love the little rainbow balls.
Yeah, so I'd gotten about 3 rows into like the actual body of the hat itself, and then I got off somewhere and I was like, oh, I'll just tink back and figure it out. Nope, couldn't figure it out. Had to rip down back to the brim and then get back up to where I was. So I'm about to start working on the body of it again.
Okay, but still, yay.
Yay.
Back to body. We like that.
What I had was looking cool, just opposite the spinning.
That's kind of a neat effect, though.
It might end up looking cool.
It's like opposite spirals.
Yeah, it's not what I wanted, but it might end up looking pretty cool.
It will.
And I swatched, and I'm glad I did because I had to go up 3 needle sizes again. I thought I was over my, strangling the yarn phase, but apparently not.
You're a strangler.
I am a strangler. Stuff used to squeak when I knit.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That I had that when I first started knitting, and I'm not sure if it was because I was so tight or if because all I used was Red Heart Super Saver, which just on its own squeaks.
Porque no las dos.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I have.
I have socks that are looking a little bit similar to E's, except
they're so cute.
Let me turn my background off. There we go.
I was like, that's cool. Matches your background.
Yeah. No, it was just
funny.
It was just picking it up. Okay, I'll put my background back.
Love it.
Oh no, I'll do that later.
Same shade of green. That's so funny.
Yep. So I picked up this. It's the Earth Yarns unique, but it is the kids special edition.
Size.
So it's child size sock set.
So
that means Danny sized.
Yes. So it is 225 yard skeins, 230-gram skeins. So I will get like reasonable size socks for me, because I'm not a knee sock kind of person, or even a above my ankles sock kind of person. Most of the time, I like my shorty socks with like an inch cuff. So
I have never understood that. I can't do that.
Oh.
I'm very much like a crew sock kind of person.
Okay.
Knee length if I'm feeling spicy.
I did knee socks for a long time in high school and early college when I was bartending and wearing little plaid skirts. I think that might be why I burned out on knee socks. It was tracks. A look. But
it's a good look.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to say anything else about you as a teenager with that look.
Well, I didn't do it so much as a teenager, but when I was like 19, 20, 21 and bartending.
Okay, that's acceptable to do.
Yeah,
do respectful thirst.
Yes. But you can see here, the pattern is not matching because there were knots in the yarn, and I was very sad. But I'm going to pretend that it's not there, and I'm going to wear them anyway. Darn it, because they're cute, and they're going to be.
I hope you don't have to darn them.
Ooh.
Oh, those are lovely.
So they're going to be cute. But I started knitting these when I was on vacation, watching my niece be a cheerleader.
Like you do.
And so since I was on vacation, I bought some yarn.
I mean, of course.
Souvenir
vacation yarn doesn't count.
Exactly. So I bought a lot. I wasn't going to. So at first I bought this stuff, which is just from Hobby Lobby. It's their hand-dyed stuff. It's a merino nylon blend. Not Hobby Lobby. Sorry, I do not go to Hobby Lobby.
I was very much like, what?
Yeah, sorry.
What are you doing at Hobby Lobby?
Sorry,
it's
brain is so tired. It's from
fine.
Joanne.
It's really pretty.
It is, and it's really great colors.
I didn't know Joanne did hand-dye stuff.
They almost never do. They have this K&C knit and crochet brand, and almost all of it is cotton. But this one was a merino nylon. I'm like, I don't knit with cotton fingering weight. I don't know what I would make with that. But this I can make into socks. I'm like, I'll make some bright colored Florida socks because we were in Florida. And then I met some friends for lunch. And everything that I'd been doing with my sister was on the south side of Orlando. And my friends wanted to meet on the north end because they were driving in from not Orlando. So I drove up there and I thought, you know what, let's check. And there was a yarn shop 5 minutes away from the place where we had lunch.
Nice.
So I visited Necessities and Beyond in Orlando. And I got some local stuff. So this yarn is called We Go Together Like Llama 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 by Olive and
Oh, that is perfect.
And
Like
this,
llama, llama, llama.
this was dyed for their shop specifically by Olive and You. The colors match this pair of llamas in a painting behind their cash register. So this is their shop colors. So I'm like, this is a perfect souvenir yarn because it is specifically for their shop.
Yeah.
And then I also picked up some string theory because apparently string theory is local to Orlando. And this is self-striping. The yarn base is called Inertia, and this color is Intertropical Convergence Zone.
Wow.
And it comes with a little stitch marker too. But they're very science-y names and stuff. So I'm looking forward to knitting with string theory as well. And then I got a button that says Elements of Happiness. And it spells out yarn.
Button, who has the button?
So I was very excited to get all of that.
That's very cool.
Yeah. And then I sometimes go overboard. Have we noticed that about me? I'm a little extra from time to time. So
You extra? Never.
I've talked about my Star Wars Socks Saga socks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm getting the yarn from Mustache Yarn, and all of the Galactic Battle is what they're now called. But it's just been living in a sock yarn bag that I sewed myself. But because I was there over May the 4th weekend, I did work on the next batch of Star Wars socks, and I can't remember. I want to say there's something Dark Warrior. But I picked up, while I was in the Disney area, a new little bag to keep the socks
Grogu
in.
bag.
Okay, let me hide my face. Oh,
You
come
cannot
on.
see it.
There it goes.
It's so cute.
But it's just the perfect size for a pair of socks, and this little dangly pouch is the perfect size for all the stitch markers that I use, because I mark the height of the sock as I go for these ones, because I have to make sure I'm doing it precise so I get 2 pairs of socks out of it. But that was my other fun purchase. So
Cute.
yay, knitting vacation fun.
I'm gonna go get my traditional pizza. I'll be right back.
Ah, yes. The traditional
yeah.
pizza.
All right, is it my turn?
Sure.
Do you want it to be
All
your
right.
turn?
Oh yeah. Only because it's a great segue. Danny talked about string theory socks. I am also knitting with string theory yarn.
Yay!
Here is one of my socks.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. So this is in the Ohm color base, the Ohm base, and Luciferian colorway, I think.
I love
And
it.
I looked up what Luciferian was. It's sciencey, because, like I said, they're very sciencey.
Yeah, they're very
so,
sciencey.
Yeah, they were at the Carolina Fiber Fest in March when I went to there, and so I talked with them a lot, and they had a grab bag, a mystery grab bag. Yeah, I know, right? And so the way it worked was they had 3 skeins of yarn wrapped up in the mystery in the bag, and those were all self-striping, and the 4th skein was the contrast skein that would work with all 3 of self-striping. So you were able to look at this solid tonal contrast and say, all right, that's a color I like, it's on a base that I like, and so you kind of know the structure of what you're getting. And so I opened up one of the bags just to kind of look. I don't even remember what it was because I put it back in, but I didn't even open up the other 2, so I'm leaving them separate. But then additionally, I also got this yarn, and because one of these colors is blacklight reactive, I don't remember which one. Caitlin told me she had her little blacklight flashlight. And so she showed me, but I forget which one it is.
I bet
But
it's the
I
yellow.
I think it probably is.
I'd
So
love
I
to
was
see a blacklight
excited.
reactive pink though. That'd be very cool.
Oh, I'm
Right.
sure. Yeah.
I mean, they all looked cool under the blacklight, but one of them popped.
I think it might be the yellow one.
Yeah, I believe you.
Yeah.
So I got my black light bulb upstairs that I'm too lazy to pull out and plug in to check, and I haven't got around to like ordering a black light flashlight yet. So anyway, so here's my second sock. My first one I turned the heel
Nice.
this weekend. So and I got little dangly things marking my progress, like you mentioned, Danny. Um, and yeah, so and these I actually ended up stopping the top, so I lined up that they line up very, very close.
Yay!
They're like 2 rounds off. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna try to make Danny happy this
I
time
love
since
that.
I've tortured you in the past couple of socks.
He's been deliberately going out of his way to make her go.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, these are the Danny consternation socks. But no, Caitlin is very precise when she dyes these, and because she's like into science, and her husband is into science, and they are like science people, and so each
Science
of these
rules.
stripes are each of these stripes are 6 rounds. Some of the other colorways had like variables like a stripe of 6, and then 2, and then 6-2, whatever. So she's got all sorts of stuff, but. I was knitting them up, and it's a generous hank. It was like it was extra. Then I forget how many grams and yards was in it, but it was more than usual. So I was going to knit it up until I used up half of it, and normally for me that is I go toe up, and then for the leg I do 80 rounds before I start the cuff. I was like, I could probably do 100 or 110, another couple of inches. Wow. But then I thought, wait a minute, you know what? I'm going to stop, because if I've done my math right, and we'll find out probably this weekend when I finish these, I will potentially have enough left in my ball that it would be essentially a mini skein, and I can make Blueberry some hand warmers off of Danny's pattern.
Yeah.
And that would help solve the conundrum that I had because I originally was thinking I might make socks for Blueberry with these, because she would really dig the black light and everything. But I'm like, so would I. So
yeah,
that is the problem with having
numbers.
That is a problem. That is a problem with having a child who also likes the same things that you do.
Yeah, it's a good problem though. But yeah, and I knew my numbers, and I haven't made Blueberry socks yet, so I'm gonna have to do some measuring and everything. But if I have enough left over here, we'll have hand warmers, and we'll be matchy daughter daddy.
Love that.
Be awesome. So that's what I've been working on since the last time we talked. It's really just been these socks.
Nice. Who's next?
I don't have anything. My life has just been so crazy.
No, I understand that.
Life has been lifing, and we get that.
Indeed. Well, I'm still working on the Eternal Shawl.
I love it.
Wow, it's gotten so big.
I have done a yarn join, and I'm very pleased with how it turned out, because you can barely see it.
Oh, I love that.
Like, you kind of have to look for it to know and know where it is in order to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually really pleased with how it turned out. I'm gonna weave in ends later, because
it'll hide even more once you weave the ends in and wash and block it.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, I got some knitting done yesterday while I was playing D&D, because combat always is a good time to be knitting.
Yep.
But I'm going to try to get through most of this ball and put most of this ball in here, and maybe have enough left over for hand warmers as an additional accessory to these.
Yay.
I figure at that point the shawl will be big enough for the gifty.
There you go. Well,
yeah, this is all that I've been doing.
It's beautiful.
It is. It is lovely.
I'm very pleased with that. I think I'm actually, when I'm done with this one and I've given it to the recipient, I'm probably going to start with the wild blueberry yarn that I got and make a shawl like this for me.
Nice.
Because now this is my third time on this bloody pattern. At this point, I have a pretty good idea of what I'm doing. And even so, when Greg was messing me up with numbers last time, I wound up with an extra stitch.
Oh no.
Who, me? I would
Yes,
never
you.
do such
Oh
117,
no,
32,
never, not at all.
14, 53.
I mean,
I did end up with an extra stitch, which I was able to pull in on the other side, and I was worried that it was going to be a little bit wonky on the lacy side, but I am not seeing it even staring at it. So
excellent. There is something to be said for having a shawl pattern that you just really like knitting. I knit the what's it called? The Tanhouse Brook shawl by Jennifer Lassonde. I think I've knit 5 or 6 of them now, in just all different colors, and tried it in different weights of yarn and different needle sizes. And I really like that pattern. It's very potato chippy for me now, and I've knit it enough that, I mean, I still read the pattern, but I don't feel like I'm staring at it all the time.
Yeah.
So,
well, and what's fun about this pattern is that the only time, like, there's the 30 odd stitches that I need to pay attention to during the lace for most of it. And then the rest of it is knit and purl.
Yep.
The only other time that I have to pay attention is every 6th row when I'm then doing knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 4.
Yeah.
But I feel comfortable with this pattern, and it's a good feeling.
I like that. Yay. I'm trying really hard not to start a new design.
Don't try too hard. Your designs are awesome. I want more of them to exist in the world.
Seconded and thirded.
So, yeah, there's that new Taylor Swift album came out, and I made the mistake of putting it on and listening to it a lot in the car driving to and from Florida, because, you know, you need
it's so good.
something.
You can't. Yeah.
And I've got an idea inspired by Fortnite, and I'm thinking that this yarn might end up becoming a shawl called Florida with 3 exclamation points.
Neat.
Because, you know,
Yes.
but
that's a thing.
Last night I woke up from a dream of the Fortnite shawl. I'm like, oh no, I guess I'm writing this down.
Do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. Black yarn never goes wrong.
Nope, never.
Never.
What was that about glasses?
Yeah, right. Need the light, need the magnifiers. It'll be fine.
You need an light outside in full sun with the magnifiers and a jeweler's loop.
Yeah. But it'll look great.
And the lighted needles.
Yes, the light of needles. Yes.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Black yarn is kind of a bitch to work with.
Mm-hmm. That's why I haven't kept going with the expositor shawl. I'm in the middle of some of the black, and I'm just like...
Yeah.
I ordinarily don't have a problem with it.
I didn't used to.
Me either. And this has been my bane on this.
When you get to those black stripes.
Right. Knitting them is not so bad, but then counting the rounds so that I get the same number, that's more difficult, except they've done a beautiful job of being consistent with their stripes, and they're either 5 if I catch it at just the right spot, or 6 rounds tall. So I could just look at that. I say, oh, that's a 6 one.
Good.
So I just add 6.
That works out well.
It does.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ask testers to knit it in black unless they really want to. I think it'll look fine in other colors. Yeah.
Having testers do it in other colors will help confirm that.
Absolutely. It'll probably show off the pattern a little bit better, because photographing black designs also rather difficult. Not that I've done too many, because again, knitting with black yarn is getting to be challenging.
Yeah.
I am honored that you put in the effort to do that with a sweater for me. Truly.
Yeah, I need to send that to you soon. And I also need to send out prizes. Thank you, those of you who won prizes from us and have been patiently waiting. Life has been lifing, and I have not had an opportunity to get to a post office during business hours.
Life do that lifing thing.
But
I get it.
I still have everyone's addresses. As long as you haven't moved, I will get them sent. Just, I have to wait for life to stop lifing. Yeah. Do we have anything else knitting to talk about? Or other fun non-game stuff that we want to talk about? No? Anything to promote? No?
I mean, I'll probably be going live after this with Spirit Tea, which is a nice, chill, relaxing thing. But that's
yes. I've been watching that. Usually on the TV, so I can't chat because it's over there and there's no keyboard. But,
yeah.
But I watch.
Yeah, I
That's
really
why you have it
enjoy
pulled up on your phone and the TVs. You can chat off your phone.
There you go.
Yeah, but if I've got the phone, then I'm also likely to start scrolling other things and stay awake all night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Spirit Tea is just it's a really cute, it's a really fun game. Desert Neko can corroborate this. The only real issue that I have with it is that it does not tutorialize very well.
Yeah.
So like you have to go to the wiki and look stuff up, but I have a lot of fun with it, so I don't mind. I don't feel like I waste time even when I'm not quite sure what I'm doing.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I have more than once fallen asleep to your streams. But
that is the goal with the late night streams.
I also have bought books that you've narrated so that I can fall asleep to you reading me a story, so.
Oh.
One of the things that I do want
to hearts for that.
One of the things that I do want to do on my YouTube is put together all of the like Spirit Tea sessions into like one long file and just have it be like a 12-hour thing that you can just put on and listen to as you fall asleep.
Yeah. Because it's so chill.
And a Lost Winds Spirit Tea ASMR sleep track.
Yep. I mean, I used to fall asleep before Zero Punctuation died a painful death. Thanks, Escapist. I used to put on all of the 2012 Zero Punctuation videos, and it would be like 5 hours of Yahtzee shitting on games, and I'd fall asleep to that.
Yep.
But yeah, that was the impetus behind starting things like Spirit Tea. I also have an in with the company that does Slime Rancher, so I'm probably going to obtain copies of that at some point.
Okay.
You're a rancher who ranches not cattle but slimes, and they're very cute, and it's very physics based as far as like the look of the thing.
Oh.
It's very adorable. Like my housemate used to play that when I lived in Hercules, and it's a very cute game. So I have an in. Yeah, they're basically kitty slimes. They make like mewing noises.
Aww. Well, we like cute things.
They are very cute, and it's very like ASMR chill kind of. So I'm gonna, whenever I get to a point where I'm like, okay, I want to break from Spirit Tea, I'll probably pick that up.
Nice. Well, I look forward to listening to that to fall asleep to. All right. Well, then I think we're going to take a bit of a break, just a few minutes to get all of our audio set up and get ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons. So
right.
We will be back shortly. Hello, and welcome back to episode
Hello.
34 of Crits and Knits.
Holy shit.
Right?
And
34 is definitely a number.
Good job,
Speaking
Greg.
of numbers,
Verify.
I need someone to give me odd or even.
I can't
Odd?
even. So odd.
Odd. Okay. And I need someone else to roll me a d20 and tell me what the result is, please.
I've been rolling like trash this week, so nah.
Here, let me dig out one of. Okay.
15. Oh.
Don't
no.
look at
Odd.
No, what have
Okay.
you done?
Okay, so we'll just do
I know
that.
not.
I just was trying to make a decision about something, and you've made that for me now. So
Rolling dice is a very effective way to make decisions, as it turns out, because random.
it is.
There was a
That's
whole
how-
episode of The Big Bang Theory where Sheldon did everything by rolling a dice.
I mean,
How'd it turn out?
Not good.
I believe it.
I do
That's
have.
how Filbert almost died.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Who almost died?
Filbert.
Mm.
In
Roll for Weird?
Roll for weird.
Oh. I'm like,
With
who
bad
do we know
rolls.
called Filbert?
Listen, that podcast only updates like once a year, so
Aw. But
I
it
wonder
still
whose fault
updates.
that is.
Well, speaking
Oh, good.
of,
What are the ones that I don't have to feel responsible for?
No, it's all me, baby.
That's okay. When you come out and visit, you can sit and work on Roll for Weird, and I'll sit and work on the redacted reports. And
And I'll work on this.
And there we go.
God,
There we
yeah,
go.
'Cause
we'll just have the editing bay.
There will be 3 podcast editors sitting in the same room.
I haven't edited
They
audio
might
in
kiss.
so long.
3 podcast editors sitting 5 feet apart because they ain't gay.
But so
There
who
was
is going to be
only
the
one
designated
recording
survivor that has to be somewhere else?
Yeah,
Randall, you have a
weird
podcast
earnest
that you
fact-
edit.
Yeah, weird
Oh, there you go.
hollow
I'll be your
fact,
designated survivor. I won't be there.
Yeah, weird hollow fact. I used to produce and record a radio journalism show for preteens, like in my other life.
Cool.
fun.
Love that.
Huh.
Well,
Anyway, maybe we should get to this story.
Overrated.
although I do want to point out that we did have a whole bunch of chat happen. We've been very chatty today. And during break, we did create a new channel in our Discord
Yes.
for book recommendations. So pop over there and fill us in with your favorite books, because apparently we're all reading like crazy this year. So
No, Danny. I am collecting books like
okay,
crazy.
yes, collecting.
That is a
There are
different
2 different
hobby
hobbies.
than reading.
It's like
I
It's like
am-
collecting crafting materials.
yeah.
I am 4 books ahead of my reading goal this
Good
year.
job.
So
Nice.
yeah, it's not a big number, guys.
But
It's
still,
it's 12 books and I've read 3 novellas.
but that's still awesome.
Okay.
I am behind a few books. My goal this year is 50.
I'm very behind.
My partner's is 200 and I'm like, Jesus.
Sounds like my partner. Like that's
Ugh,
I don't make goals.
Ha.
I just break
We
them.
know.
Yeah. I'm still ahead of
But-
schedule, so I'm feeling good.
I don't make goals, but I like all the numbers y'all have been sharing. So.
Yep. All right. Who remembers what happened last time?
Yes, I kind of do. Hold on, I was updating my book progress because I had thinking about it. So last time on the Crits and the Knits, we finally merged as a team again. Well, 4 of us merged as a team again. Erasmus was off beguiling the youths with all of his stories. We went to the headmaster's office to get a drink. The headmaster noticed that I was not a student. Oh, no. So when he walked away, I bippity-bappitied and got the fuck out of there because I was pretty sure everybody else was about to die. They didn't. I waited in a hallway downstairs as they talked about stuff. I don't remember what you guys talked about. I was more like freaking out about my own character. But they talked about how there was the image of the headmaster in our town. That there was some undead stuff happening in our town, and he was like, WTF? And he's going to help us find out who it was. While they're all doing that, I get taken back up to the principal's office because I decided to pretend like I was a different student.
A notorious troublemaker.
A notorious troublemaker student, and I got put in the corner.
They did, in fact, put Baby in a corner.
They did, in fact, put Baby in the corner. And then we managed to everybody else was like, oh, okay, we're gonna go stay in this place, and I was like, hey, I promise to be good, and they were like, hey, come back tomorrow morning. Guess what's not gonna happen tomorrow morning? That student is not gonna show up at the principal's office because I'm pretty sure he didn't do anything. It's just me.
Additionally, we found out that yes, there is a portal between Magrona and the mountain by Pennycross. However, ownership is oh, bless you. Ownership is nebulous because what's his name? Iridium did not make that circle, but he owns it because he is in charge of Magrona Island, and the other half of the circle is on Magrona Island somewhere. It is an unsanctioned transportation circle.
And we don't know who made it.
Correct.
And since Erasmus's wish asked about the owner,
Not
that's
the creator.
why his statue showed up in Pennycross. Or
Allegedly.
his light statue. Yes.
Yes.
We did, when speaking with him, the headmaster seemed to be friendly with us, legitimately so. And
after a bit of a sass battle, what that happened there.
A little bit. And told us that officially there were 12 teleportation circles on the island, but there may be more, and they can look into it, but it will take a few days to suss out the rogue teleportation circles. And he told us that we could stay. We have permission Herder has permission to introduce himself as Mr. Dudley Nightshade and his entourage. So we are going to go stay out in Assault's Fortress outside of just a little bit outside, and then come back tomorrow to do whatever we do. We'll find out in a few minutes, I'm sure.
And you do have a very excited halfling tour guide currently giving a tour of the school.
Yes.
Another tour of the school.
This one's
a real tour because
this is official. This is her job. She is the tour guide. And one of the first stops was the library. And when you get to the library, Erasmus is still there.
And that's when I said that, no, I really didn't need that dog. But, oh, hey.
Are you telling the dog story again?
Well, it's more like the sequel to the dog story. But, yes, I'm telling the dog story. Let's just leave it at that. So what's going on?
We're getting a tour, an official tour of the school.
I mean, is that what we want?
We also have a lovely lunch that you can have. Well, I guess it's closer to dinner time now, but we have a lovely buffet.
We senior citizens do love a buffet.
Mm-hmm.
And it is all you can eat.
Even better.
Although I should warn you that most of our students are, well, wizards and kind of more of the bookish type and less the brawny type. So it's not a huge amount of food, but there should still be plenty for you.
Excellent.
That sounds good. Thank
Show
you.
me the way.
All right, and she will continue the rest of the tour. So you have visited the Runnels Library. She takes you around behind it to the Edmund Ackerman Burn facility. And,
A very important place on a school full of wizards.
Oh yes, we're very proud of this one. Please stay in the atrium area. If you move beyond those glass windows over there, we cannot guarantee your safety. And when the first years are in here, we do recommend that you just don't come in here at all because they are maybe not so good with their aim. But it looks like we have some of our more senior students here. And this is an excellent place for them to practice their fireballs and firebolts and wall of fires, all the burning stuff, really. Because...
Oh, this is not where the burns are treated.
No, this is where we do the burning.
Oh.
No, the burns are actually treated right next door in Delman Hall. We have our infirmary facilities. And there is sort of a longer-term care area for those who have had incidents.
Excellent.
So I'm looking at the map the headmaster gave us, and I see there's a restricted building next to Delman Hall. What is that about? Why is it restricted?
Because no one is allowed in it.
Is
Thank
it
you.
dangerous?
That was very helpful.
No, that is just where some of the staff have their private labs, and really the staff are getting into stuff that the students don't need to be getting into. The students don't need to be developing their own spells, really, not until they're much more senior. And so we try to keep them away from the more dangerous and experimental elements of magic. They really need to learn how to control their magic and become very skilled before they start fucking around with it, to be blunt.
But it's not dangerous if we're just walking by it or anything.
Oh, no, you can just walk past it. That's fine.
Good. Oh, that's fine, thank you.
And she gives you a little bit of a suspicious look, but it's okay.
Are there any buildings that are that we should stay away from that are dangerous?
Well, the burn facility is probably the most dangerous one that we have.
Why are we still here?
Because it's also the most exciting.
That is correct.
Someone roll me a d20, please.
I got it. 11.
There's a loud whooshing of fiery air from the other side of the windows, very close to the windows, and you see a fireball go blazing past and hit the wall on the far side of the room. On the other side of the windows, but you see it hit the wall and spread out and then dissipate, and there's now a very large black burn mark on that wall. See? It's fun. It's very exciting. You never know what you're going to get. That one did come a little close to the windows, but...
Herder starts walking away.
All right, yeah, we'll continue on. And she'll take you to some of the different halls that are just basically classrooms. There are some that are very traditional classrooms with, student desks and chairs and all lined up facing a chalkboard and all the magical runes and symbols. There are a couple that look more like temples. And there aren't a lot of multi-class students, but we do have some who have, let's say, more innate abilities. Some who have a clerical background who have chosen to take the more academic approach to continuing their magic studies. because you can't always count on a god to be there when you need them, right? But you can count on
Right.
yourself and your books.
Whatever.
Yeah, Isolde's definitely side-eyeing a little bit at that, but doesn't say anything.
And Erasmus is kind of like rolling his eyes because like he was definitely like not a multi-class student, but like a he's an Eldritch Knight, so there's kind of like I definitely belong. Like,
You do visit the Lovejoy Recreation Center. It's basically a gymnasium. There's a small weight room type area off to one side. It is deserted. It is just very, very empty. If you are the sort of people who like to do some sort of physical activity, this is a great place to do it. I hear people like to run laps. So you can do that in the building. It's kind of a big circle, so you can run in a circle. I don't know. Some people like to do that.
So this is the recreation area.
Yeah.
Do you have a recreation area, like where you might create things that are no longer and need to be recreated?
They do that in some of the classrooms. There are some who study like how to use the forces of nature to rebuild things that have broken. Mending is very popular. It's one of the things that most of our students know coming in, how to cast mending. But you can get a little more complicated with that, and if you study harder, you can do more than just like mend a rip in fabric. It takes more time, but you can take something that's really big and has been smashed to pieces and eventually put it all back together. That was one of the students' thesis projects a couple of years ago, of how to use mending on a large scale. It was
Fascinating. Did they write a book on that?
Yes, it's in the library.
Excellent. I might want to check that out later.
Sure, it's called How to Mend Things on a Large Scale.
Excellent.
Original.
They're good at doing the things. Naming is a whole other skill.
Very much so, yes.
I mean, that's why most of the named spells that are named after people are very, very literal.
Well, yeah, because how else are you supposed to know what it does, right?
You learn it?
Right, but before you learn it, if you want to know whether or not you want to learn it. Like, there's the Runnels book location spell. It's a very precise variation of locate object, but it's something that you can actually learn. They do that in the library studies course, and it's a very proprietary spell. I don't know that anyone outside of the university has ever learned it.
Or that it would be particularly useful once you go out into the world.
Well, if you have a large library to get through, because it's not specific to the Runnels library, it's just that Runnels created it. So that's the Runnels book locator.
The name is a little deceiving there.
Right. Well, I guess because we do have the Runnels library, but they're both named after Runnels. He was very good with books. Very, very good with books. Right. We've got an observatory, and she'll take you down this.
I would like to observe that.
Boo!
As we're walking, can I pull Assault to the back?
Sure.
There might be a professor that is doing this that isn't the headmaster. There were a lot of complaints in his office.
Oh, what's the name of the...
I don't remember. It's like Hordak?
Horith is the name.
Oh,
that you
Horith.
Horrith.
So close. Horith.
All right. What is he, a professor of?
I didn't get... Did I get that, Danny? I know that there was a lot of complaints about he was like teaching necromancy. They weren't saying things specific.
No, it was nothing about necromancy specifically, I don't think.
No.
Just
but there were
complaints
things
about Horith and being pain in the ass and wasting resources and things like that.
Right. But definitely the continuous name came up.
All
Now,
right.
I'm not saying he is the guy, but if he's wasting resources,
He might be wasting them on illicit circles.
yes. And also turning things into undead.
Mm-hmm. It's worth looking into, at least.
I agree. Also, I'm very interested in this building that is apparently off limits to everybody.
You would be.
I'm not saying that we split the party again right now. We just got everybody back. I feel like that's a bad plan. But I am thinking that maybe tomorrow when we talk to Headmaster what's his fuck, we ask him about Horith.
That might be worthwhile, and indicate that in the time that we have been here, we've had a chance to chat with faculty, and that name keeps coming up. And what does he know?
Oh yes, definitely.
Don't want to give away where the information actually came from.
No one needs to know. Also, the boy that I was pretending to be. Oh yeah, he's gonna be in very big trouble tomorrow, but I think it's fine.
Oh, that poor child.
You guys have been doing a whole lot since you've been gone. I'm just assuming now, hopefully, that this headmaster is fine. He's not the guy we're looking for. That's why I'm assuming here. Because we're talking about him like he's like almost somebody we're not shooting.
We're not shooting him, no. Not yet, anyway.
Maybe we wait and have this conversation later this evening.
Okay.
Because if we have too many people whispering and chatting, our halfling student is going to notice that something's off.
Yes, it's true.
Herder noticed that this was happening. I hope his passive perception was good enough to notice that, and he really leaned in to asking observation questions about the observatory, what they observe and stuff like that, really doing his best to try to keep the tour guide distracted.
The tour guide is thrilled to be able to answer questions because a lot of the time she's giving tours to parents who are really just looking to see where their money goes. And they want to see what's the big fancy thing and what progress is being made, not just sort of general, what's this? The observatory looks like what you would picture an observatory here to look like. There's a giant telescope coming out the top of it. And yeah, this is great. We love our observatory. It's, again, fairly specialized, but there is a group of students who are working on a project trying to use the alignment of the stars as a way of determining when certain spells will be more powerful than at other times because, the heavens have powers. It's not just that you show up and everything's fine. Like the tides, right? The tides. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I actually don't have their research, because they're still in progress. But one of them came up with this idea and got approval for the project, and they've been working on it for, about 6 years now.
That's a long time.
It is, but the world spins slowly and. Some of the things are only visible for certain months of the year, and you have to try to do things during that time frame. And if you don't, well, then you have to wait and you have to do it again next time when it comes around a year later. And
what happens as the students graduate? Is it like a rotating crew coming in through
They don't
this
get
project?
to graduate until they're finished their project.
Oh.
So.
Really?
Oh, yeah. We're pretty firm about how the students are permitted to graduate. You don't just get to graduate because you've been here for 3 years or 4 years.
No matriculating willy-nilly.
Exactly. If you're going to be a Magrona graduate, you're going to be the best of the best. We do have a lot of Magrona former students, not a lot as graduates.
How long does it typically take to graduate, would you say?
Anywhere between 6 and 15 years.
Oh my god.
I mean, that's nothing to an elf, but
yeah.
Yeah, the incoming classes are fairly small, usually no more than 30 students in any given year. But, when you've got them sticking around for 15 years, we do have a fairly substantial student body, and hence the number of dormitories we have.
Her looks back at Erasmus.
I didn't stay that long.
Do you think Callie is on schedule? For what you paid for?
After the talk we had, I think she'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, she's a very promising student. She just needs to make sure that she chooses the right kind of final project, Something that maybe doesn't have only 3 days a year that can be observed. That really does slow them down. These observatory students they're probably on track for more than 15 years before they graduate.
What do they do during the rest of the days?
Research.
Cry.
Oh, yeah, there's always a lot of crying around here.
That was DB. That was not Nolitha.
Crying is a free action, after all.
I mean,
Crying is a free action.
I mean, they have other things to learn. And there's the whole library. They work on their spell books.
The library.
Most students who graduate...
I said I love the library.
Oh, I was like, damn, Herder's changes his tune so quickly.
No.
And, they have functions, and there's occasionally dating and romance, although, we kind of look down on that because you got to keep your brain active and, don't give in to your base instincts.
Other things active too.
No, that's fine. That's
Like,
good. That helps.
He can't even help himself. There's like an audible groan. It's like, oh, this is why I pledged. This is why I declared exactly the way I declared. All this wisdom nonsense.
And she'll take you around to a couple of other places before ending in one of the cafeterias. So it is, dinner is about to be served in the next few minutes. So you are welcome to enjoy the buffet. And then I will meet you back here in about an hour. And I have instructions on to escort you to a location.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy dinner. And
where's the beer?
This is a school, you dipshit.
We don't have...
It's a university. It's not like a high school.
There is not officially beer served with dinner.
Right. Well, unofficially.
You see that table of students over there? The dwarves?
Yeah, I see the dwarves. Of course I see the dwarves.
You might want to go talk to them. They will be able to direct you.
In the middle of her sentence, Herder walks over to the dwarf table.
Oh my gods.
All right, yeah. Good.
He's very single-minded in some very specific ways. You'll have to forgive him.
I can see that. All right, well, I hope he is successful and that you all enjoy your dinner. Herder, roll me persuasion.
Roll for beer.
Roll for beer.
Persuasion. 27.
Yes. Okay.
These are your new best friends.
You walk up to this table. There are about 6 dwarves sitting there, wearing their wizarding robes, and all sort of hunched over. And they look at you as you approach.
Hello, friends, family. I'm a little thirsty. Can you help a brother out?
They'll give you a look up and down. Do you feel that you are appealing to a bunch of dwarven students?
I
That sounded
heard
loud.
that. I'm
waiting to see which version of appealing you mean.
I got you here. Maybe. I heard that I might find the kind of refreshment I'm looking for. I run a bar at home.
And their eyes light up.
And might be able to talk shop if I found the right people.
All right, come sit down with us.
Thank
And
you.
they scooch over and pat a spot on the bench. One of them
Herder sits.
looks at your beard. You don't have any braids or anything in it, do you?
No, I don't think so.
One of them gives you a look. That's a quality beard you got there. How long you been growing that for?
Since before I was your age.
Nice answer, nice answer. And that particular dwarf strokes his beard that's got 2 braids going down it. All right, all right. You said you own a bar.
Mm.
Do you have any personal investment in that bar in terms of your product?
Unfortunately, not on hand. But Herder does like reach into his backpack or his shirt or what have you and pulls out his recipe book.
And their eyes light up
And
again.
just opens it and thumbs through it quickly, so you're not going to be able to comprehend anything, but to show that there are some recipes in there. I could share one of these, give you some tips on what you could do with the limited resources and places to set things up here.
The one who's been talking to you grins and looks down at the end of the bench. Hey, Grimmy, hook up our friend here. And the dwarf at the end of the bench, Grimmy, is even shorter than most dwarves, but with one of the longest beards you've ever seen. And he nods, disappears for a minute, and literally disappears. He casts some sort of magical portal that you may or may not be familiar with. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana.
Yeah, 3 + 4 is 7.
Yeah, it's magical.
The heck yeah, it is.
He disappears through it, and a moment later comes back and sets a mug of cold, frothy ale on the edge of the bench and slides it down to you, and it slides just perfectly and lands in your hand.
Or catches it, picks it up, takes a deep like whiff to enjoy it all, and then drinks half of it.
It is swill. I rolled a 5 for quality.
Oof.
It is clearly.
Can we give the DM inspiration on that?
Well, it is clearly what they're brewing in someone's dorm.
Boil and hooch.
Yeah, it is.
This is
not
jailhouse wine.
quality. It's what they are able to manage with
straining it through their socks.
Oh,
yeah. If you've got
thanks. I hate it.
any recommendations for improving the taste, we would be happy to help or take the help.
Don't strain it through your socks.
Yeah. Whose socks are you using to strain this with?
Grimmy puts his hand up.
Are they clean?
No.
He nods.
Are you sure?
He nods slowly.
Double check that. That's step 1. How old are the hops? Are you even using hops?
What are well? It's hop like.
Okay. All right. So I think at this point, Herder's going to sigh and open up his book to blank pages.
Oh.
And says, I'm going to help you with a basic recipe. I don't even have it written down because it's it's in my head. First, I commend your attempts. This is a difficult situation to be working this. I understand, but you could do better.
Yeah, I
And
mean, we do like to go across the channel and drink in town.
yeah, das
That's
Boot.
Das Boot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Yeah, this is
yeah.
but we can't bring it back to school. It's not.
Right.
We
No,
can't get
that's
it through
fair.
the door.
Right. That's fair. Well, okay. And then I think at this point, Herder is just going to sit down and spend as much time with these people, sketching out basic, like sanitation, basic. You got to like when you're doing alcohol, you got to clean your stuff. It's got to be clean, or it's not going to ferment properly, and all of that stuff. And spend as much time just chatting with them about that while the rest of the party does probably important stuff.
At some point during this, after dinner is served, Isolt will pass by and drop a plate off for Herder on her way back to the table with her own food, just to make sure he eats.
Good plan. Good plan. Yeah,
we don't have a cleric, but a paladin is the more hitty version of that.
We also don't want him to get grouchy. We saw what that did last time.
Well, at least he's having fun, right? He's with his people, his beer people.
In all sorts of senses, yes.
So these students really take your information to heart. Yeah, we did our best, but the sanitation part, we kind of just the books that we have are more recipe books and less instruction books. So clearly we're missing a couple of steps. So yeah, we'll give this one a shot. See.
It's a common rookie mistake.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Grimmy here, he's been at the school for 6 years now, 7 years. But I'm my first year, so, I haven't had to make my own beer.
I am proud that you're trying to do it using natural processes instead of mucking it up with magic. So at least there's that.
I mean, we did try one batch to, speed it up. Oh, that...
No.
Some things just have to be done the old-fashioned way, right?
Create water is about the only magic that is appropriate for the brewing process.
Well, yeah, because that gives you, the most pure water.
Right.
Yeah.
And you don't have to haul it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks, man. And
Yeah, sure.
you're welcome to another mug if you'd like. You might not want to.
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate the hospitality.
But hey, we're having a meeting of the Beer Appreciation Club this weekend at Das Boot. So if you're still around, you can join us at Das Boot.
If I'm around, I'll be there.
All right. Yeah. Cool. And they all dig into their dinners and drink their terrible swill of beer because, students, they take what they can get. All right.
After some time, I will slip back and join the other group after they've done some stuff as well, because I'll realize I'm like the old creepy guy with the college kids.
What else is new?
Hard to differentiate real life and Crits&Knits life. Look, I said what all of you were thinking, so.
I was not actually thinking that, but go off, I guess.
You forget how old all of us feel.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
I don't want to talk about it.
So someone that I was in a play with when I was in university, just graduated university, he was 10 during that particular play.
Woof.
And I just sort of looked at that and went, oh no. I sent that to Grace, who was in that play too, and we were just like, oh no.
Yeah. We won't talk about how I realized that one of my high school friends' kids has now graduated university with a
My
master's.
my niece is turning 18 in a couple months.
Yeah.
and talk about
From my younger brother.
Oof.
Time, man. Time is a cruel
Time
mistress.
is brutal.
Slip it into the future every day.
Uh-huh. Constantly time traveling, which is a cool way of thinking of it.
Yeah, just one direction, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's still time travel.
It is. It is. So the rest of you, while Herder is off sharing the secrets of beer with the students, what are you doing? Just hanging out, having dinner?
Yeah.
Hanging out, having
Yeah.
dinner, and catching Erasmus up on what we talked about, and Nelitha with what we talked about in the headmaster's office, getting those two caught up with what the plan is.
I
Okay.
panicked.
I mean, valid. He did cast a very strong zone of truth.
Yeah.
I made it through. And Herder made it through. And I think that if we had been like a little bit less developed in our abilities, we would not have made that.
Oh,
No need
Lord.
to rub it in.
We're both charisma based. That's just the way it goes. I'm sorry.
So, what terrible secrets did you spill, Owen?
None.
He was
Not
smart.
stupid.
He just didn't talk.
I didn't say you were stupid.
It was heavily implied.
It was not.
See, this is why not knowing anything just works to my advantage.
There are advantages to just not knowing things.
Just a few. All right.
But yeah, basically just doing catch up, making sure that we have, adequate amounts of food. I'm trying to. I think the Instant Fortress has like some facilities within, but it would not be like good food.
Okay. Let's see if I can find out. You know what? It's really not that important, is it?
Yeah, I mean it's not like the Marvelous Mansion spell, which is a really cool spell.
Right. Okay. So the hour or so passes, and your little halfling guide comes back and smiles very brightly at you all. Did you enjoy your buffet?
It was delicious.
Excellent. I'm so glad. Everything was to your liking. There was something for everyone. Nothing that was too hard to chew or hurt your teeth. Sorry. Again, I'm used to giving tours to parents and grandparents, and I apologize.
You're fine.
Oh, she just insulted us.
It was unintentional.
Is there more of the campus to show us before we head out?
No, you've really seen all the highlights. You saw the Brickstore Hall, the dormitories. There are a few of, like, the professors' workspaces, but most of those are in the restricted area, and the ones that aren't, honestly, they're really kind of boring. But they're in that building behind the dormitories. But if you are ready...
Herder shows her the map and just asks, what is the Dalton C. Fowler building for?
Oh, that is an excellent question that the DM didn't prepare for.
Oh.
What would it be? That's
What have you done, Greg?
That's one of our research facilities.
Uh-oh.
There are a bunch of fairly nice little rooms in there set up for the students that are working on their thesis projects. Some of them are more lived in than others. Some of them are a little rough looking. But yeah, it's a place for the students, really, to do their work.
Throughout this explanation, Herder is giving Erasmus Fowler a look with raised eyebrows, and just kind of nods his head, thinking
There's
that they
like
might
some
try to
clear
talk.
like ignoring on Erasmus's part, like.
Well, thank you. This was I thoroughly enjoyed the tour. I thoroughly enjoyed the supper, and thank you for introducing me to some of my brethren. That was delightful as well.
Oh, good. I'm glad you met them.
Look around at the rest of our party. Are we ready to retire for the evening?
I believe we are.
All
Yes.
right. Well, come on with me, and we're gonna go out through the administrative building because, well, that's the only way you can get in and out of the school. And you have your instructions on how to introduce yourselves tomorrow morning. Yeah, so just follow me. So she will lead you back across the quad, out through the administrative building, and once you're on the outside of the campus proper, you can see that there's just like a thick cloud of fog all around you. And she leads you back towards the pier some ways. And then everyone roll me a perception, please. Or give me your passive if it's higher than what you roll.
Yes, my passive is 17.
Okay.
Same.
Same.
Okay.
Perception.
14.
31. I got a nat 20.
Okay. Well, Erasmus, you didn't notice it. But everyone else, as you were walking down this path, she pauses and you see the fog sort of swirl just a little bit strangely off to your left. And she steps down towards that oddly swirling fog, and it starts to open up in front of her, much like the path had opened up as you walked towards the school. She takes you to the left. And so if you're looking at the map of the school, you're actually going to the right side of the school. And takes you down this very unworn path, unlike the one leading to the school. It's much smaller. You're walking single file to be able to follow her properly without getting lost in the fog. And about 10 minutes of walking later, the fog sort of opens up into a clearing. There's nothing in the clearing, just grass, but it's a fairly large, about 100-foot diameter clearing of no fog. She says, all right, so you can set up your accommodations here, and then in the morning, you should still be able to see, and she points to that swirling of the fog. You can see the path again. Yes? Yeah? You can all see that? Or some of you at least? Okay, cool.
Yes.
You'll just follow that path to the main path and take a right, and that will take you straight up to the administration building, and you'll just come back in and introduce yourselves appropriately, and you will be sent to see the headmaster, and yeah, your day will continue tomorrow.
Excellent. Thank you so much for all of your assistance today.
Oh, you're so very welcome. Enjoy your night, and let me know if I can do anything else for you.
You certainly will.
All right. And she will give you one last smile and then head back down that path with the fog sort of swirling closed behind her. You are all
right.
now alone in this clearing. What you gonna do?
I'll give her a little bit of time to scoot, and then I'll pull out my fortress cube and tap the correct quadrants before tossing it into the space that'll be big enough for it.
Okay. And the fortress cube, is that casting the mighty fortress spell, or is it a different?
No.
Okay.
Hang on, let me. It's an instant fortress.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just its own item. It doesn't cast any of the like spells that
Gotcha.
are fortress related.
Yeah, it's not a spell. It's an item.
Okay.
Has Herder seen this fortress in action before?
No.
I don't think
he
so.
has.
I think the last time that we pulled any of the fortresses or the folding boats was before Herder joined us.
Yeah.
The sweet hell, you. I didn't know what you were talking about in the office, but it was not. This is not what the the.
Use
I
your
don't know
big
why
kid words.
I don't know why I'm surprised anymore.
I mean, we've been adventuring a long time. You stumble across stuff, or you win stuff in card games, or you stumble across stuff, or sometimes people fall down and you take the stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Or you do favors for gnome queens who live near where you used to live, and they reward you with cool things.
Or you make someone have a heart attack and steal all their gold.
See, that's not so much my corner of things.
You're missing out.
I did not steal his gold.
I wasn't talking about you.
Oh.
Are there comfortable beds in there?
Are you guilty of something, Owen?
There's beds. They're comfortable for the adventuring day standards.
Sure.
I told you that tax collector died later of a heart attack. I had nothing to do with it.
Erasmus.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Did I have you set up luck on your character sheet? I feel like I did. As a stat. As a skill, rather. Or lucky. If not, don't worry about it. Just roll me a d20, add your charisma bonus and your proficiency.
Oh, there it is. I'll just roll this luck. Why won't it roll?
Because you're not lucky.
Rude.
But I know you are. So.
He gave away his luckstone to Callie, didn't he?
Yeah, well, you don't have a bigger bonus to it anymore.
Yeah.
Let's roll on the table. I have dice.
That'll work.
Oh, going old school.
Low tech.
Whatever it takes.
Analog.
So that's a +3, so that'd be 17.
All right. Erasmus, you seem to recall that inside your hole, you've got, you had some like feather mattresses that you could probably add to the beds in the fortress for a much more comfortable sleep.
Well, you know, I do have something in the hole. I just gotta go dig it out. As he reaches in his back pocket.
All right. You are able to acquire 5 lovely feather mattresses and some very nice hand-knitted quilts and blankets to go over top, so you can all sleep quite comfortably this evening.
Oh, Rasmus, I love what you keep in your hole.
There's got to be a better way to phrase that.
I don't see what the problem is. I mean, like, it's
You
exactly what's happening.
wouldn't.
I put things in my hole, and then I take things out of my hole. Sometimes I
It's
gotta go
beautiful.
digging vigorously in my hole. I mean, it's
I jump right in there, feet first.
there's not a lot of air in my hole. You know, like, you know, you gotta make sure you hold your breath. But, you know.
I don't know. Herder and I were able to have a whole conversation in there.
That was great. I love that we were both in his hole.
I'm going to bed.
It's good to have. It's good when you can share your hole with friends. You know.
If y'all keep this up, I'm going to remember that I have spell slots left for smiting.
I am also going to go to bed. I will take the last watch. I only need 4 hours.
Hey, before I turn in, Erasmus, why is your name on that building?
My name's not
You're
on any building.
Fowler.
There's no Erasmus building.
Fowler. Who is Dalton Fowler?
There's probably nobody.
Probably.
I mean, look, Fowler is a very I'm not the only chicken keeper or child of chicken keepers in the world, right?
That is correct, but you're getting defensive about it, which makes me wonder as well.
I mean, it could be anybody. Could be.
It could be, but is it?
I feel an insight check coming here.
I do too.
Insight versus the appropriate skill for Erasmus. I will let you choose.
Erasmus has never been good at just straight lying, so not even good at queer lying.
Damn, you beat me to it.
But he might be telling the truth, so.
I got a 23 on insight.
Yeah, I mean, he's just being weird about it because he's not sure.
Okay.
He's because we had that conversation a few games ago, or maybe quite a few games ago, where Erasmus could have kids in the world or relatives in the world he doesn't know about. It's
the question mark question.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else any of you want to do before you turn in for the evening?
No, not me.
I don't think so.
All right. Do you have an order other than Nelitha being last for watches?
So Nelitha's taking the last 2 watches because she only needs 4 hours of sleep. Is that what I'm hearing? Okay. Yeah. Isolde can take first watch.
Okay.
Gotta love being an elf.
The best party composition has 2 elves in it so that they can just be the ones on watch.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we need at least one more who will do watch after Isolde.
I can watch.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So, Isolde, I need you to roll me perception.
Sure. I'm a little concerned about that.
It's fine.
Nothing bad ever comes of a GM asking for a perception check.
No, never.
All right, 15 plus, so that's 22.
Okay. Things are quiet. The fog is disconcerting. It seems to almost be alive. It has that sort of feeling to it. It's constantly moving and shifting and never lightening. Never getting heavier either. It's just constant.
Okay. I think that takes me a little while to adjust to, but as soon as I start thinking about it in terms of my goddess who is from the Feywild, it settles a little bit easier for me.
Okay.
Never completely comfortable, but at least a little bit less.
Right. Erasmus, please roll me a perception.
Okay. Come on, man. 12.
Everything's great.
Everything's fine.
The area around the fortress seems fine, and beyond that, you don't see much other than darkness and fog. Nelitha.
Yes.
Perception, please.
Yeah, okay. Perception. Yeah.
74.
28.
Okay. As the sun begins to rise, the fog doesn't lighten, but things seem a little bit brighter. Along the very far edge of the fog, opposite the path, you swear you see just a brief hint of a fuzzy tail.
Motherfucker.
A long fuzzy tail or a little fluffy fuzzy tail?
A little fluffy fuzzy tail.
How far away is that?
Probably about 60 feet.
Can I try to shoot it with my bow?
You can try. That
I'm
needs to be
going to
at
try.
disadvantage because you're shooting into fog.
That's fine.
Dice, where are you? They've run away. They're hiding.
Do 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 do. 18.
You hear the sound of a wounded animal somewhere in the fog.
Fuck. All right. Fucking bunnies.
All right.
That was the first time we had seen like animals on the island, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
There was one of the buildings had animals in it,
Right.
but they were
right,
like
but,
in the building in cages and stuff.
right. Not like wandering outside and
Right. Yeah.
We've been out there for a while, like
Yeah, there were no
Okay.
like rabbits in the courtyard or anything like that.
Somebody's fucking bunnies. All right.
And the sun rises, beginning a new day. Is there anything that you would like to do before you head to the school?
Herder will change his outfit with the fabulous, change his glamour studded armor to something that will look like what the esteemed Mr. Dudley Nightshade would be wearing. A vest with buttons, well-tailored pants,
Okay.
probably a hat with some sort of decoration on it, feather, sort of
All right.
floofy sorts of stuff. Mr. Dudley Nightshade is going to be present.
Excellent. All right. And as you prepare to head back to the school, that's where we're going to stop for tonight. I hope you've all enjoyed being back together as one full party.
Good to
Fuck
have
yeah.
everyone back.
Yeah.
Miss you,
I'm
Hollow.
so happy. Yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
We've
Great to
missed
be back.
you.
We will be back in 2 weeks' time. We're still up in the air whether it'll be a full-on episode or a Just Knits episode. We'll see how life's for all of us.
Life be life and
Life be
Life
life.
do be
Yeah,
lifing.
I will be out of the state. So if I join, it could only be really as a Knits episode.
Yeah.
Although I will be closer in time zone to y'all, which is hilarious.
We are getting to a point where I feel like it's beneficial for us to do a Just Knits episode rather than trying to play without one of the characters. I feel like you're getting to a point where it's going to be important to have the whole party. But
we're gonna need to hug each other.
It's fine.
everything's fine.
So many hugs.
That odd roll at the beginning didn't have anything to do with anything.
I don't
I
believe
had
you,
almost forgotten
Danny.
about that, but sure.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's totally fine.
I never trust a GM who says everything's fine. Never have, never will.
I only trust
Good
GMs
plan.
that tell me it's fine.
Well, thank you all for joining us, and we will be back in 2 weeks' time for at least a Knits episode. And stick around. Join us in our Discord. We've got all sorts of lovely stuff going on there, including our brand new book recommendations channel. So hopefully we'll see some of you sending us stuff there.
And also including that map that Herder kept referencing.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, check out all of the aids and things we have there.
Yes.
Oh, the visual aids.
Visual aids.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you all,
Yes.
and we will see you in 2 weeks' time. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.